Let me tell you what I don't like. I got a real problem when a punk gets real tough all of a sudden. Mm-mm. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want to put my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie? Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Basketball Wives. This is actually season 7, episode 5. As I said, I can't do punks who become real tough guys all of a sudden when they think they have all their things all lined up, all their ducks are in a row, and then they all of a sudden get real tough. For real, Jen? For real? We're gonna talk about it. Anyway, starting right off here, Jackie decided she wants to introduce OG to Malaysia. Well, child, I don't like OG. That's where I'm at. Just I ain't no need me trying to candy coat it for y'all and play no guy. I don't like that motherfucking OG. She got some shit with her, and I can't. I can't with her. She mm mm. I can't fool with old muffin mix face. I can't do it. That makeup, them hair pieces, dumbass outfits. And then that behavior on top of the old muffin mix face. Ain't nobody got time for it. She shows up some type of t-shirt with half your titty hanging out, and then you got these ugly green and white pants. I said, girl, if you ain't giving me Beetlejuice up in here, I said, what is Tim Burton all the way? I said, girl, you look crazy. You look crazy. And she come marching in there with some white shoes and these green pants. I said, true signs of a whore clown, honey. I said, look at her. She look ridiculous. Comes up in there. Malaysia was not feeling her at all. Not at all. Everything, the outfit, the way she was talking, the way she was behaving. Malaysia was just looking at her like, Jackie, for real. Then when she told her, oh yeah, I play football, this, that, and the other. And Malaysia told Jackie, you think you slick. You went and got you somebody to come into the circle who you think is going to fight. You tired of flipping tables over yourself, Jackie? Is that it? I said, oh, Malaysia. It is true. It is true. Oh, gee, she's ridiculous. She don't fit in at all. And even in this episode, they had some footage that went back to when Tammy first came. And when Tammy was just raggedy fucking hood rat. She was raggedy waiting on her number to come up on her food stamps. And she felt like she didn't actually fit in. And she actually had sat down with OG and talked to OG about when she first came in. The only thing, Tammy, you came in bitter and you were stuck on the ghetto tough girl role. OG is on the delusion track. Like, I'm sharp, I'm the shit, I'm breaking these outfits up, baby. I'm giving them these titties, honey, but nobody's buying what you're selling, honey. You look crazy. It's like you're walking around town with a box full of stale Girl Scout cookies trying to sell them for $2 and nobody wants any. You're a mess. Anyway, we'll get around to talking about all of it. Evelyn sat with her daughter Charnice, talking about the embryos and all of that. We finally got closure to this. She went onto the beach, sat down with Jen, and they released these butterflies, which was symbolic of her letting go of the embryos. They're just going to destroy the embryos, and that's it. And it's done. And that's good because one, I'm really tired of hearing about this, and and I don't want to come across insensitive. I'm tired of hearing about it because every time that it comes up, she gets all emotional about it. So how long are you going to keep putting yourself through this turmoil? So that's why I'm glad to see the closure for this for Evelyn because it was very counterproductive. It was not helping your psyche, not even a little bit. You needed to let them go, let that relationship go, and then you can go ahead and get on with whatever it is that you're going to do next. Let that mess go. Cece has sat down with her husband, and her husband went right there and told her he does not like her being involved with all this drama. That's all he's hearing from, whenever she goes around the women, it's about drama. He doesn't really care for it. And he almost called them bitches in the midst of him talking. I said, dude, watch it. Watch it, because he almost called them a bunch of bitches. I said, okay. He wouldn't be lying, but anyway. So then there was this really interesting meeting with Malaysia, OG, and Evelyn. OG, it's her first time meeting Evelyn. She came right in, guns ablaze. Well, first of all, she was looking horrible, terrible looking dress. And it just looked, she looked the best. And I'm going to tell you, there's only one person that I know that really could have pulled that dress off, and that would have been 40 years ago. And that's Valerie Simpson of Ashford and Simpson. Valerie could have wore that. That's the type of shit she used to wear back in the late 70s and early 80s. Because as soon as I looked over at it, I was like, okay. I just looked at that dress and I was like, child, that's some Ashford Simpson. She wanna live in a high rise. That's what that dress was giving. I'm like, girl, I know that's 25 years, 30 years off, honey. Maybe more than that. But it was like this goldish dress, some type of lame, and it was cut real low, and her titties was there. I said, girl, where's you going with these orangutan titties and this terrible makeup fucked up? I said, bitch, you done got up on here. Honey, she got her Holly Hobby 1, 2, 3 kit, baby, and giving. Yes, honey. I'm going to give it to him, honey. Looking crazy. Looking crazy. I said, what type of color combination is that? She looks terrible. But she's sitting over there and she ends up, and Malaysia's kind of trying to steer her away from this line of question because she go right in to Evelyn, asking Evelyn about the whole Jackie thing and why they not getting along. Girl, that's none of your business. You're nobody. Nobody knows you, bitch. Evelyn don't know you from a can of paint. And Malaysia came in, that's what she said. She says, girl, you're Jackie's friend, and you're kind of coming across being a little disloyal right now because you're asking a person that I know that they're pretty much enemies, and you're like trying to get her side of the story, and that this is just not appropriate. Well, baby, she turned on Malaysia and told her, well, you're the one that seems disloyal right now, this, that, and just started firing at Malaysia. I said, oh, my. Very combative, very aggressive. Then she just started being insulting and ended up saying to Malaysia, I'm going to get one out of here and leave because this just don't went left. And told Evelyn, it was nice meeting you. You can sit on here with her in her wig. I said, oh. And I thought it was hilarious because Malaysia looked at her and busted out laughing. I said, bitch, right there, you just won. You just won the whole shit. She looked at that bitch in her face, busted out laughing, and was like, but your wig is already gone, honey. Your wig is sitting back so far, it has already left you and it's sitting in the car waiting on you, bitch. I said, Malaysia, bitch. Oh, Malaysia, bitch. Girl, she let OG have it. Your wig is already off, gone, and waiting on you in the car. And it was, oh no, it's not. Bitch, that wig was sitting back. I said, bitch, that wig was sitting back giving the king an eye, honey. I said, you had better quit. So, as if Malaysia hadn't done good enough there, Malaysia went and won, said, I'm going to win it even more. That bitch was going to give a wig party and invite the bitch. I said, Lord have mercy. A hot mess. Hot mess. So I laughed about that. She did all that, had the little, she's having the wig party. Tammy and OG actually sit down, like I said earlier. Yes, Tammy has sat with OG and told her about dealing with the ladies, this, that, and the other. Now, Tammy, bitch, I'm going to get on you because you sat down in that meeting with OG and you literally tried to put a battery in her back and you were actually trying to move her to hit one of those ladies. And I said, Tammy, bitch, we see what you're doing. I was like, wow, Tammy, seriously? Seriously? She's like pumping her up to like punch one of them. To I'm going to laugh, this, that, that. I was like, not cool. Not cool at all. But and once they went to the wig party, Tammy did sit back in a corner and was instigating. What y'all whispering about? This, that thing, the other. OG showed up for the party. I just looked at her. I said, just ugly. She is. I mean, there ain't even no other way around. She's just ugly. And she got an ugly personality to go along with that look. She just ugly. She is just as fucked up. I said, girl, bye. She got up in there and she started up with Kristen. Her and Kristen didn't get off to the best start. Kristen still, felt some kind of way about her insinuating stuff about her husband. So that got started. But Cece was the one that got it started because she started questioning. Was Jackie questioned Cece about Kristen and OG, and she didn't even know what she's talking about. So they started giving her the information. So Cece started plugging and poking around, trying to figure out what actually happened at that party, which made it just kind of snowball into this whole thing. Because when OG first came in, she sat down and talked to Malaysia, and they cleared up their differences for the most part. Malaysia was still like, I ain't really feeling your apology, girl. You just out of order. It is what it is. You a fucking mess, but I'm gonna try to help you out. We're gonna put one of these wigs up on you. And then next thing you know, OG got into it with Kristen. Um, and that kind of blew up. Then they got that calmed down. And then the next thing you know, Cece turned it around and made it about her. And now she's still, you said you was done with this and you was over it, but she just turned her, y'all made up a whole rumor about me, this, that, thing, the other, because they were like, CC, you really got this started. This was terrible. And Malaysia was like, no, my party was going good. And then you bring this up. And now it's just, you done made a big mess. And Cece's like going into this thing about Evelyn and Jen and the happy ending thing. Like, girl, I thought y'all squashed that. Honey said nobody was feeling Cece what she was giving. Cece ended up into it with Jen, baby, and that's when I told you Jen just got to just tough all of a sudden. Goes, you're stupid, and this, that, and the other, and where did you get your degree from? And then Evelyn's firing at her, and oh, none of this helped because Jen was just going and going and going and going, and only because you felt like you had backup. Going, I mean, really going in. I said, my, Cece ended up walking out. Kristen goes out behind her and told her, you're not standing up for yourself. You're not standing up for yourself. You let them bitches run over you and you would come running on outside. That ain't standing up for yourself. Then she turned on Kristen and told her, well, I feel as though you're wanting me to say what you want to say. She said, no, I don't want to say anything. I want you to make these bitches stop running over you is what I want. But that's not what you're doing. Then you talk big man shit to me when it ain't nobody but you and me. And that don't mean shit. Now you need to take your ass back in there and say what you got to say. I said, Lord have mercy. Next thing I know, they start coming outside. They were coming outside, and Jim was still firing at Cece. And I said, girl, this is a mess. And that's where it kind of cut and went off. But I was like, yeah, Cece, girl, you coming across as a punk that talks a lot of shit. and you really did, you came to that party, you still feeling some type of way about these ladies, you probably shouldn't have even come because you don't like them. You don't like them. You're mad at them, and you don't like them. Anyway, whatever. So we'll see what actually comes out of this and what happens next week. And that was the other thing. OG, when it came to Kristen, she's trying to backpedal and pussy pop into what actually really happened. She's like, girl, you can try to rewrite history all you want, bitch, but you need to apologize and don't be fucking talking shit about me, my house, my family, and my husband. Don't fucking do it, bitch, because I don't play like that. I was like, yes, Kristen, bitch. But anyway, it's going to continue next week, and we'll see where they go. It's going to be interesting. Mm, mm, mm. But Jen, when did you become a superhero, bitch?